All right, making sure everybody can hear okay still. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Danielle Kachi. I'm the Public Relations Manager here at Tampa General Hospital. We want to give a special thank you to Leah and her family. Mom is Nadia and dad is Jay. Thank you guys so much for being here. We know this has been an unimaginable tragedy for you guys, and you've been through a lot. There's been a lot of attention on the case, so we thank you just so much for being here, being brave enough to share your story today. Just over a week ago, as many of us know, Leah and her family were just enjoying a regular day at the beach, and she was unfortunately attacked by a shark. But thanks to the quick response of those who are up here with her, many of the people that we have in the audience today, and several others beyond these walls. Leah is here with us today. She was airlifted to TGH and Muma Children's Hospital at TGH and received life-saving care at one of our state's leading academic health systems. So today you're going to hear more about the complexity of her case, the importance of her being transported here to TGH, as we are the only level 1 trauma center in the region that's verified by the American College of Surgeons that provides treatment to both adult and pediatric patients. So again, I wanted to do a couple introductions. I know we have a lot of people here, and we'll try to remind everybody who's speaking, but we'll start off on this side. This is Dr. Alfred Hess. He is an orthopedic surgeon at TGH and an upper extremities specialist with Florida Orthopedic Institute. Next to him is Dr. Joshua Linnell. He's with the hand and microsurgery departments at TGH. He's also a plastic surgeon and upper extremity specialist at Florida Orthopedic Institute. On the other side of Nadia, we have Dr. Jade Kumar. She's a pediatric surgeon at Muma Children's Hospital at TGH and Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. We also have Dr. Normalise Rodriguez. She is a pediatric emergency medicine physician at Muma Children's Hospital at TGH and the director of simulation for the Department of Emergency Medicine at USF Health. And then finally, we have Dr. Thatch. He's our medical director of pediatric trauma and surgery at Muma Children's Hospital at TGH, and he's also with Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. So a lot of big titles, but as you guys will start to hear, we had a huge team effort on this one. So we wanted to make sure that we brought in a lot of the specialists here. Just to share with everybody, we will let the family and our experts speak first and give a little bit of background on the case, and then we'll transition and open up to you guys in the audience for questions, if that's okay. But I'm going to try to keep us on time because I know some of us up here have to get to appointments. So bear with us and we'll keep us on time. But I think we are going to start with our VIP guest of honor, Miss Leah. Leah, do you want to start off and share what you remember from that day at the beach, and then maybe what happened? How did you get to us?
So I didn't see anything. I was just snorkeling. Then I went up to breathe, and then something hard bit me, and then it tried to take me away. Then I pick up my hand, and it's all in blood. Then I started screaming with my mom, and then my dad was with me. He picked me up, and we ran to the road. And he I don't know.
It's okay. Were you pretty scared? Dad, go ahead.
Well, I'll explain my point of view of the day that it happened. So, I had a day off. I usually work in Boca Grande, and it's beautiful beaches over there. So I decided to take my family out for a beach day. When we got there, we went out to the lighthouse. We walked around a little bit over there. Then we grabbed some ice cream in downtown. And then we decided to go to the beach. So we parked, we got our umbrella, we set it up, and we went swimming, snorkeling, and then closer to 12 o'clock, we decided to grab some pizza so we can eat at the beach. So I went to the shore, grabbed my phone, I called the sister's restaurant, ordered some pizza, and then I put my phone away, I went back into the water, grabbed my 2 older kids, and we went out like maybe 20 feet out into the ocean, and we were snorkeling there. And then in about 10 minutes after that, I heard some yelling by the shore. So we're snorkeling, and I pick up my head, and I see everybody, like some commotion going on. And I see Leah pick up her hand, and this, from far away, it looked like a crab grabbed her or something like that. So I started swimming as fast as I can to the shore to help her, like with the crab, or that's what it looked like. And then when I was getting closer with the 2 other kids that were swimming behind me, I noticed that it was her arm that was almost like falling off. So like instantly I figured out that it was a shark in the water. So we quickly got out of the water, and then there was construction people running at the same time. And then one of them helped us tie her arm so it stops the bleeding. And then they were calling 911 at the same time. There was a few of them. And so I pick up Leah, I take her closer to the street, and I went and grabbed the towel, I wrapped it in a towel, and then that's the time the EMS came. It was a very quick response. It was like 3 minutes. And then we were airlifted to the hospital.
Dad, you mentioned that you were the one who traveled with Leah here. Can you talk a little bit about once you got to TGH, Muma Children's Hospital at TGH, what was the care like? I'm sure there was a swarm of the people who were in the room. Yes,
it was amazing. It was like at least 50 people all around, and it was just, yeah, I was trying to hold myself together. I think I was crying more than she was. So, but yeah, it was very, very quick response. I'm just thankful for everybody. I'm just very thankful she's alive.
Mom, do you want to just chime in on your experience?
Yeah, so like he was saying, we were out and we were just enjoying the day with our kiddos. We don't get to do that often because he works a lot. And so we were just having a great day. You know, we're swimming. As he said, he took the 2 older. Leah, she always stays behind. She doesn't really like to go in the deep. She's always kind of around me. And so I had 2 more little kids with me. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. My 1-year-old was in like a baby floaty, so I have to hold her. And my 3-year-old was in toddler floats, and she would kind of drift away a little bit to the side, like maybe a foot or 2, and I just kind of pull her back. You know, I try to keep him close. And Leah, she was on my left side, and she was about 3 to 4 feet away from me. So she had just gone under, like I watched her, and she had gone under, and then as she was coming up, I heard like this yell or scream, and I saw like the fling of the arm, and it was like almost completely gone, you know, in that second. And there was so much blood in the water right next to me. I mean, in that instant, I knew it's a shark attack. I mean, I didn't expect it, but we've seen documentaries before, and we've seen encounters. I knew, you know, and so in that second, I just started to scream to my husband. I started to just scream for help. And when we were spending time on the water, I did notice that there was construction people that were working there. And I noted that they had come out to lunch. I was like, it's probably 12 o'clock because they're eating lunch. And so I started screaming, and I was trying to grab both of my little ones, and Leah was already running. She was so quick. Her instincts kicked in. I'm so thankful that she was able to do that and not like get, you know, traumatized and shocked and just stand there. She ran out. I was just a few feet behind her running with the 2 little ones. The construction people, they responded to my scream. Like, they were running so fast, and as they were getting closer, I was just screaming, please, somebody call 911, call 911. My daughter, she got bit. They couldn't understand me right away. You know, they just don't know what's going on. And so they thought that something was out in the water. And so they're like pointing to my 2 little ones that I had pretty much like placed on the shore. a few feet away from the water, kind of away in safety. And so they were like, is something wrong with them? And I'm like, no, look at my daughter. And so when they saw her hand, it was really, really hard for them, to see them kind of like all grab their hearts. And so they were right on the phone. They were calling, and I was like, can you guys tell them we're probably going to need air flight for her? Like, I could see she was bleeding really bad. My husband had run out of the water. He tried to hold her hand, and they tied it, and then he carried her to a palm tree, like under a palm tree. He placed her there, and then the EMS came. Yeah, it's really traumatizing.
I can imagine. Once I know you met, and Dad, feel free to chime in too. Once you guys got to the hospital here, what was that experience like? We were saying, you met a lot of people, probably don't even remember faces until today. But were there any specialists, any experiences that you recall once you were in the hospital about her care?
Everybody. The fact that they had, I couldn't come right away because I was at the little ones, and I had to wait for someone to fly in and stay with them so I can come and see Leah. He was sending me, photos of volunteers coming in, like the dog, Belle and Millie, and they were coming in. There was more volunteers coming in to play with her, and just everybody that was taking care of her was doing such a great job. From what I witnessed, I didn't think she's going to have a hand. It was really, really bad. It's some sort of miracle that God did in her life that now she has a hand. And when my husband said, babe, she can move 2 fingers, I was just like, praise God. It's a lot. So yeah, I'm very thankful.
I also didn't think it was possible because I was holding her hand in my hand, and I didn't think there was any chance at all of saving it. And I'm just so thankful to the surgeons for making such a miracle.
Yeah, for the time and patience that they took, and they took such good care of her. They knew what to do. Like, it's a lot.
What did it mean to you guys to have this access to this level of care from a trauma hospital like TGH during a terrifying experience?
I don't think we could get anything better than this.
Yeah. Same. First they said they were going to take her somewhere else, and then they made the decision to take her here. And, I trust them. I'm so thankful that they made that decision, the air flight and everybody who was involved.
And Leah, I don't know if you want to chime in. We mentioned a friend that we have over here named Belle. Do you want to tell us who Belle was and how she helped you hang in here with us, even though you had to be in a hospital room? How did she make your stay better? This is Belle, our facility dog, by the way.
She always came to lick me and play with me.
We'll let her sit with you for a little while. Is that okay? Yeah. And this is Mandy, one of our child life specialists. I don't know, Mom or Dad, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, it was very... Yeah.
She loved it. I know. She was like, when is he coming? And then she would tell her older sister about it. And her older sister, Jemima, got to visit her. And she's like, when are they coming? I want to see them. She really wanted to meet them.
It was a Sunday, so they weren't able to come.
Yeah. She was pretty upset.
Anything else that you guys want to mention about your care too? I know, like I said, we'll open up for questions at the end, but just anything else that you wanted to mention about the care, anything about the team and just your experience overall?
I'm just happy. So everything was such like in a timely manner that it's such teamwork that without one person it wouldn't have been done. So it was just more of a teamwork than time.
Yeah, like the construction people, if they weren't there, when you're in this moment, it's like you probably don't even have in your mind, like, where do I even search for my phone? And I was screaming for help. They were there. They had their phones. They called. Like, everything was so fast. The fact that EMS was there so quickly. And then the air flight was able to take her. Everybody was needed. The doctors, everybody.